Season 2. Okay, now I understand all that. Season 2. Okay, I could read that. We have Kimberly Wuirch on. This is her second appearance. She is so needed by us. Raise your hand. How many of you get into these funks, these depressions, and you can't get out? I can hear myself, Rhonda.
Sorry.
So sometimes we get in these moods, and it's a reality. It's not just something you could say, oh, snap out of it, or oh, just go for a walk in the nature. Sometimes these things are rough, and sometimes they really go deep inside of us. Sometimes they bring up issues, daddy issues, mommy issues, all kinds of issues that we thought we were done with, but here they are in our face again, frustrated. I know since I found out about my biological father dying in the campfire fires, I have been waking up with anxiety, like, it's like, oh my God, I forgot what anxiety felt like, and now there it is back in my life. Oh, thank you. No, so here we are. We feel these things. All of us go through it at different times. Maybe some of you don't, but I know that we here do. And so today we're having Kimberly Wuirch on, and she is going to help us feel so much better. She is a godsend. And so, Rhonda, would you like to introduce this godsend to us?
Hi, everyone. Kimberly is an empath, a spiritual healer, a violet flame Reiki master, and an archangel communicator who works with people of all ages to assist them with healing and spiritual growth. Kim knows from her own experience that people are being awakened in waves across the world, and she wants them to know that they're not alone and they're not crazy. To this, she shares her journey. She is the author of 2 books, Being an Empath, Waking Up an Empath, and The Awakened Empath. They're both excellent books. I suggest you check them out. And you can find all her other information in the post along with this video. You can find her at kimberlywirch.com. Kim's from Calgary, near Calgary, Airdrie. And she is just a sparkling light, and I know this because I've taken a class with her, and she's so much fun. She's as much fun as her Facebook page, Employed by Angels, is, and if you join that, you'll find out why, because she has the most hilarious posts every day and makes me laugh, and I steal a lot of them and post them on mine. So welcome, Kim. And it's the winter here in Canada, and a lot of people have problems with depression, especially in the winter. We suffer from SAD. Winter is a dreary time, and I think that just we're closed off from nature. We're cold. We feel like, yeah, we can cocoon in, and things like depression grow because I think part of it's physical and part of it's just the atmosphere and the season and the lack of light. But there's so much more to it. Maybe you can talk about your own journey through this and what was with you. I know Teresa's spoken a bit about hers.
Certainly. Hi, everyone. Thank you, ladies, for having me on. I'm really, really grateful to be here. So I can speak from experience on depression for sure. I was never one that had anxiety, but as an empath, for those of you who are aware what that means and what that's about for you, we often take on other people's stuff. And because of that, I was diagnosed as nearly suicidal, which I wasn't, but that's what they diagnosed me as. And I thought that was interesting when I thought, well, okay, maybe the doctor knows more than I do, right? And so I took the medication as prescribed, and of course they gave me a dosage that I swear was probably for an elephant, but I later realized that as an empath I'm much more sensitive to medications, and I was heavily overdosed. And when I realized that a lot of the stuff I was carrying wasn't even mine to begin with, it was a long journey for me to heal, and I used spirituality to heal, and I used a lot of other modalities. And once I got through my rough patches, I started helping others. And I used many of the things that was used on me and much, much more. And I've been very fortunate in this journey that I've developed gifts that I don't know too many others that have, some that I don't think anyone else has, and very unique or weird, if you want to say, in my methods of healing. But, it doesn't really matter. It's the fact that we get results, right? And that's really what's key. That's what matters in the end. And so I can definitely empathize with those who struggle with, depression and stuff, especially those who get to the point where they have to be medicated. Because I'm very aware of what it did to the chemistry in my brain, what it did to my body, how it numbed me, how it shut down all my spiritual abilities, my psychic abilities. It was a really rough time. And so now I'm very public facing, and I'm very involved with the public and healing. And for example, yesterday I was doing an expo where people could come to me for healing. And it was a day where I had mostly clients I'd never met. And this happens from time to time where I'll get a flood of all new people. And I would say out of 7 people, 2 of them, I picked up depression. One of them quite severe. When I asked her if she was on medication for it, she said yes. The other one, I asked her if she had panic attacks. She said yes. And I had to ask her if she was cutting because she was very close to that point. And I was very happy to hear and know that she was telling the truth, that she said no. But I can honestly say that I've had many clients who I've seen the scars on their arms to show that they are cutting. And, not all of them find me. There's the fortunate ones who come to me and I can help them, but there's probably millions that don't. And those are the ones that concern me. And so I started doing these live videos, Zoom healing, because my psychic abilities are not limited to being in person. And I can help people no matter where you are in the world. And with this video today, the work that we're going to do, it's going to work whether you're watching this video on replay. So, it really doesn't matter if you're watching live, if you're watching it later, it will still work. And I know this for a fact because originally when I started doing these live videos, I didn't think it would work. I thought you had to be live. And it was actually the people watching the videos that corrected me. And they came back and they said, no, I watched it later and I watched it again and I got all the sensations and I got all of the, feelings and I felt better. And they're like, no, it definitely works after. So energy is never ending, right? And what I'm putting out there is healing energy. And because it's so powerful, so potent, that it just goes and goes. And all you need to do is be receptive to it and want it and be open to it and choose to receive the healing. And you've done your part. And the rest can be taken care of. And so one thing I've learned with all of the clients that I've seen, the ones who struggle with depression, it is never the same reason twice. Everybody is so unique in their reasoning, in their, how they've lived their lives. And, I've seen over and over, a lot of times it's just completely out of their control. They did nothing to cause it. There is absolutely no reason to blame yourself for it. There's nothing they could have done differently. It's just, it is what it is. And if you find yourself at a point where you can do something about it, then it was meant to be because it was the right time and it was, you were in a place where it could finally be resolved. And I can't say that's the case for everybody. So if you found yourself here, you're very fortunate because that means that this is probably going to work for you. And so with depression, what I've noticed is a lot of people suffer from it because of past lives. Past lives do come up as a trigger. Things in your current life will be triggered by things that happened in your past life. Things that were very scary for you. Phobias are another one that do trigger anxiety, and that can trigger all that kind of panic attack behavior. I've seen where people have stored emotions non-physically and physically in their body, and that buildup of energy that was never released turns into depression because it creates blockages. I've seen chemical imbalances, which is a common one. And chemical imbalances are a little more tricky because it's physical, and sometimes you do need medication for that. And for those people, I tend to have to work on their brain and balance the chemicals in the brain to try to reset everything. I've seen where the person's endocrine system is not functioning effectively. There's so many causes. and we can't just treat everybody the same way. So if one thing doesn't work, don't give up. You know, there's still other options. Just be open to trying some things until you find the solution that's going to be beneficial for you. Do you ladies yourself experience some healing last week? How was that for you?
I can still feel the effects. And what I want to say is that people need to talk about this more because it happens to everyone, everyone. Not just some people it's more severe, some people it's shorter time, but it happens to everyone at some point in their lives because life can be shitty and life can give you rounds. You go from being an adolescent to an adult. That's a really difficult time for most of us in our lives. And some people, they go through depression and anxiety because it's just overwhelming. And I think what we've stigmatized it so much that if we can't just bear through it, that there's something wrong, we're weak, or we're just like, get over it. But, you know, diabetics need to go get their insulin. We wouldn't say, you can just get over that. People who have mental illness or are suffering depression and anxiety need to get healing. They need to talk to people, and we need to normalize it as if it's, you know, it's like every other disease. We need to heal from it, and there are lots of causes for it. That's why it's complicated. And I guess we just feel that if we have problems with that we're not in control, but usually it's caused by people too that aren't in control. So a lot of that can be a causative effect in our lives. So I'm feeling much better personally. I'm just feeling lighter. How about you, Bex?
Yeah, I definitely have been feeling better. I felt like when you did the healing, it was so amazing how light I felt immediately. I could feel every area like shifting as you know, you were doing it, waves of healing and all of that. And I've definitely been able to move through stuff quicker. I'm still actively healing all the time, but I definitely felt like I could step back from things and not feel like I was so, you know, drowning in them, like I have a tendency to do sometimes. But I think it's important, like just that we touch on, you know, as we're all, you know, healers, light workers, you know, spiritual people, and there's this idea that when you have depression or anxiety, that you're out of alignment, you're not in the light, that you're not doing the work, that you're, you know, something along those lines where it's just not part of what we're supposed to be doing. But I think that is the work, is when we really get into it and feel it, experience it, and can transcend it, can heal it. You know, that's the work that we're supposed to be doing. So if you're a light worker, healer, whatever, that experiences anxiety, depression, that is part of your work. And it's okay for you to experience those feelings. You don't have to feel bad about it. You don't have to beat yourself up for it. I did that. I beat myself up because I felt like experiencing them meant that there was something wrong with me, that I wasn't, you know, that I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be light and happy and fun and you know, enlightened. And that's how, you know, this is part of it. This is a big part of it. So acknowledging that helps us to be able to really move through it easier and feel it, you know, more deeply.
Good for you. Yeah, and I absolutely agree with you. I don't think any of us needs to be better than anybody else in this. You know, it's part of being human. It's part of being realistic. It's part of being real. If you're going to be authentic, I for the most part tend to focus on other healers so that they can do their work. So oftentimes I'm here more for them than I am for the general population, because they're the ones that are going to go out and heal hundreds more, right? And they need the support, and they need the healing, and they need that, you know, because we hit, you know, we carry along and we get to a point, we kind of hit a wall a little bit. And it'll happen if you are transcending. It will happen if you are doing this work effectively and properly. You will hit a wall. It's guaranteed, because you're evolving. If you're evolving, there's going to be points where you're going to have to put in a little extra work to get over that hurdle. It's kind of the whole point, right? And this is just one of those things. So if everybody's ready,
Yes.
we can get into some healing.
Awesome.
Nothing special that you need to do, but you can, if you choose, you can close your eyes if you want to pay attention inwardly, or you can watch me too. It's going to be kind of boring because I tend to do all this stuff psychically, so I'm not waving my arms around, not doing anything too exciting or fun. So if you do close your eyes, you want to just pay attention to your entire body, to extend your awareness throughout your whole body, and just pay attention to what sensations are coming up. You don't have to stop them or be concerned about them, just be aware of them. And some you may feel on the top of your head, some you may feel through your whole body, some you may feel in your chest. I find with depression and anxiety, where it mostly resides is around the head area, and a lot tends to be in the chest when we release that. If you have a little bit of shortness of breath, just stop and just take a deep breath, and that'll be okay. If you start to feel a little emotional, try not to stop it, allow it to flow, because it's just the releasing of the dam and things are going to open up. And that's kind of the whole point. So just have some tissues nearby if you need them. And some of this will go really quickly, and that's okay, because then you don't have to experience the symptoms too much. So the first thing that we always want to start with is, because we have so much stored in our physical body, first thing I'm going to clear is any stored emotions. This could be in your organs, it could be anywhere in your body. There's no specific place that we store them, it's everywhere. So I'm going to clear for everyone all stored emotions. Excellent. That was very well done. Okay, now we're going to move to the next step. Another place we like to store trauma is in our etheric self. For those of you that have seen it, it's that white glow that's extremely close to the body. We tend to squirrel stuff into there like crazy, and there's not supposed to be anything in the etheric self. So we're just going to clean sweep it right out and get everything out of there. We're going to transmute everything from the etheric self. Oh my, we had lots stored there today. That's going to be, you'll notice when the etheric self's been cleared that your interactions with others may change. It's interesting how when there's things stored in the etheric self that it tends to rub other people the wrong way. And when it's gone, so pay attention for that when you have interactions with others. The next thing that we want to clear is anything stored in the mental being that's not serving you, and that resides around the head area. Okay, so we're going to clear that. Good. Not as much stored there. And now we're going to move to the psychological being, and that also resides around the head area as well. We want to clear out anything that's not serving you. Excellent. Clearing those really helps with clarity of thought and that fogginess of thought. So we definitely like to have that clear. Now we're going to move upwards, and I'm going to clear your higher self, because this is where your intuition information comes from. We want that to be clear and have information that's in your highest good. I want to clear out everything, and then what I will put back is everything that you need that will serve you and nothing more. On your higher self. Good. Now we're going to come back down a little bit, and now I want to clear unhealthy thoughts. We all have them. We just need to get rid of them. Okay, so clearing all unhealthy thoughts in the brain. Of course, those unhealthy thoughts have an effect on us physically, so it's important to get those cleared. The next one that can hold us back is beliefs. Now, with beliefs, I can clear them all, and the ones that you feel serve you, you'll recreate immediately. But the thing to note with beliefs is that, for example, the one that was mentioned earlier was how we believe that we shouldn't have depression because we're light workers. That is a belief and not a healthy one. So we're going to clear all beliefs and try not to put back those unhealthy beliefs. Excellent. Good work. Now I'm going to open up the channel between yourself and your higher self. So your higher self is starts at about 1.5 feet above your head. So I'm going to open up that channel now wider between your crown and your higher self, and that information flow goes back and forth. So now that everything is healthy in both places, then you got free moving energy, thoughts, information. Helps your intuition. Let's open that up. Excellent. Some of you may notice a little tingling or kind of weirdness on the top of your head. That's perfectly normal. So now we're going to work our way up to your Akashic records, because your higher self connects to your Akashic records to tap into all that information about you, everything that's ever been recorded about you, that big old database that has everything that's ever existed about you, all your thoughts, feelings, and everything. And I'm going to just do a clean sweep through your Akashic records to get rid of contracts, deals, and agreements that are not serving you. Get rid of beliefs. Believe it or not, they're stored there too. So unhealthy thoughts are stored there as well. We want to get rid of any stagnant energy, any past life information that you just don't need anymore, and definitely emotions that could keep surfacing, that could influence you. We're going to just clear all of that in one shot. Excellent. So I wish I could say with all of those things that it would be permanent, but of course, as you're living your lives, you're recording new things, you're creating new things, you're manifesting new things. So all of that stuff is not necessarily permanent. But the stuff that I cleared from many, lifetimes past, obviously that's gone for good because, you're in the present now. But that doesn't mean that everything from your past is gone. It doesn't mean everything is cleared. There's so many layers even within your Akashic records. So what I can get to is what's accessible at this moment in time for each of you. And that is evolving all the time. So new things may surface, new things may come up. So you want to pay attention where, now all of a sudden I'm getting a pain in my body for absolutely seemingly no reason at all. Okay, something's coming up to be cleared or addressed, right? And that's sometimes your indicators. Pay attention to those indicators. Your body's trying to tell you something. Something's come up, right? How do you all feel?
How's it feeling, Teresa? You look a little brighter just by looking
Yeah.
at you.
I just want to flow with words like love and support and all these things I wasn't feeling just a little while ago. So I know that's helped a lot. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
sweetie.
I
I'm
wanted to
so
come
glad.
back
I'm
to
looking.
that.
How's everybody out there? Like, just type us in if you felt something. I know I felt a big band go around my head when you were doing it, and then it released, but I can still feel. Francie Jessica is saying thank you so much. There's lots of hearts coming up. Anybody feel anything? They just want to type it in the comments. That would be great. I'll just look around there. Oh, Cindy Gifford says, Kim, I feel great. Thank you.
Oh, good.
I see my sister and my daughter are on today. Woohoo, they must have got up early. Thank you. Paula Ann. Paula Ann says thank you so much, Kim. And Shannon Bowles is saying thank you so much. There's Francie saying she definitely feels wonderfully lighter. So
That's so great.
Cindy
Should
said
let
she
you
had a
guys
lot of good
know.
things.
This was just more of a sample session. There, of course, is much more I could do and should do. But, in this small session, it's more to introduce you to the possibilities of this method of healing. If you want to join me for a full hour of healing, I do Zoom sessions, which is very similar to this. I send the link to you and you join, and it's done online. It's called Infinity Healing. I can share the link with you, ladies. To share with everybody. It's called Infinity Healing is what I call it, and it's an intensive 1 hour, sometimes goes over a little. We chat a little bit, we share a little bit, but it's a very intensive round of healing, and it tends to be much more impactful than just this little bit. But if you felt anything or notice any change with this, then you'll know that doing that 1 hour could be so much more for you. And many people have sent amazing testimonials about, how it's changed their lives.
That's awesome. And you do that, and anybody who's in the room will benefit too. Like if you have a family, you can bring your whole family into it. So you can do the whole family in the room at the same time, and
Absolutely.
it's very affordable. I've seen it in and you do
$40.
Like yeah, Canadian. So U.S. friends, that's 35% discounted. So just saying.
Very cheap.
That's February
very
10th.
cheap.
Awesome.
That's February 10th.
February.
That would be that's next week. I just can't see on my calendar what day that is. But yeah, so we've definitely go to Kimberly's face web page, and check that out at kimberlywirch.com. And what else are you doing this month, Kimberly?
Oh, what am I not
else have
doing?
you
Let me look at the list. Let's see. February 13th, I'm teaching an empath development online workshop, so similar to this. So for those who know they're an empath but don't know what that really means or what to do with it or how to use it, you definitely want to join that one. That's a couple of hours because it's more of a training type workshop. I also have channeling workshop coming up, level 2, February 16th. My partner teaches that. And I've got a Yasui Reiki Master on February 23rd, but that's for locals more so because Reiki, at least Yasui Reiki, does need to be taught in person because we need the practice and you need to work with partners for that. But once you've gotten your Yasui Master level, then you qualify for the Violet Flame Reiki attunement, which I can do online.
Which is awesome. I can testify to that because I did do it with you, and it's been awesome. And so people said what I've been doing has been good. So I found I'm really much more awake up here too. So we just love having you, and we'd love to have you back again. You'll be like our little in-house affinity healer person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Kimberly, yes.
Excellent. So who's doing announcements? I forgot. Oh, that's you, Bex. You're doing announcements, and tell us who shared it out the most this
I will.
week. And
I just wanted to share real quick that after the healing you gave Rhonda and I pre-show meeting, Rhonda had asked if it will affect our kids. If we're getting this healing, will it also, our kids have a positive benefit from it? And you're like, yeah, you will, or they will. And so I went downstairs after, and my girls had cleaned my living room. That never happens unprompted.
Wow.
I was like, it worked. Yeah, they had gone to town cleaning, and I'm like, you guys want something? What's going on? No, they just did it. Just did it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
I love that.
Yeah. It was great. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that because if your kids start cleaning, it's really working. So anyway, the announcements after this at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time, is Nourishing Your Multidimensional Body with Kathy Homeyer. So stay on and watch that. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific is the Cosmic Ascension Report with Janelle Cameron, which if you're looking for updates on the energies or what we might be experiencing as far as ascension symptoms, that's a great resource to have. This week's winner, if you shared out the videos last week, that means you were eligible to win this week. And the winner won a Healing Through Your Records session with Rhonda Elliott. And the winner is Wendy Matthews Migliore. I'm going to butcher it. So, yeah, Wendy, congratulations. And Rhonda will get in touch with you. And whoever shares out the most this week will win a mini reading. So share it out, get it out, invite people on, whatever. Rhonda always has a great idea for people if you do watch parties for the shows. That also is a great way to get people on and you can watch together. Then let's see, we have the Akashic Magazine, which if you go to www.theakashicacademy.com, there's a link for the magazine. It's free. There's also the Insider group, the subscription group, which is $44.44 a month, and you get intuitive workshops, mindfulness with Coach Nick, and you get new moon and full moon ceremonies. And Teresa, who do we have on next week? I figured you might want to share that.
Oh, yeah. We've got somebody that's so special that's going to teach us about taking care of the environment. And it's a child. It's Emily's own daughter, Vivian, our youngest guest ever. And who better to learn from them than children that are coming in? They are coming in with the answers, and they are here to teach us, and we are going to start that next week. I can't wait.
Very exciting.
That's awesome. I want to thank you again, Kim, and yeah, really check her place out and see if you can join up to one of her workshops. You can always watch the replay too, because if this will keep working, check out our YouTube channel. This link will be up in the YouTube as well as in the Akashic Academy video section. So if you want to, check out our YouTube, go to Spirit Sessions of View of the Light, and all our past shows are on there. You can binge watch them or listen to them in the background. Please like and subscribe it because that helps as well. And thanks again, Kim, and have a great week in sunny Calgary.
If only. I wish we weren't in a deep freeze.
Are you in the deep freeze too? I've got my deep freeze clothes on. I'm not trying to look like Diana Cooper here. I'm just cold. So yeah.
We're all sleeping in parkas up here.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, I know. The polar vortex is real, and it's here. So thanks everybody for joining us. I learned something in church today. I know I'm just bringing my church in, but it's okay. This is a great one. She said it to us. She said, no matter what you do, you cannot, oh, sorry, now I've got to remember what exactly it says. You are enough. You can't do anything that God will love you less, and you can't do anything that God will love you more. God just loves you. You are enough the way you are. So
That's lovely.
perfect.
Thank you.
love you.
Have a blessed
Take
week.
care, everyone. Have a blessed week. I just have to get out of this. Take care. Bye.